Hey there, so a lot of people will ask me, Gail, you lived in Sacramento? What do you do there? Isn't that kind of like a cow town? Well, yeah. And that's kind of what we liked about it because we moved up here from Silicon Valley, right? And when we moved to Sacramento. And wasn't really a whole lot to do down there anyway. But what I love about Sacramento is it is the hub central for all the great places. Like you're only an hour and a half away from Lake Tahoe. So Lake Tahoe is phenomenal because it is God's country. I used to teach stand-up paddleboarding up there, and I would leave my place in El Dorado Hills, and I'd be up there in an hour and a half. And if you get up there at 7:30 in the morning, oh my gosh, there's the lake is just flat. It is cold unless you're in June, July, and August. It is cold. You got to wear a wetsuit. But at the end of the day, there's nothing like it. You know, I miss that the most. They have the most amazing restaurants, the best golf course, Edgewater Golf Course, where they have the big celebrity tournaments. 4th of July is phenomenal. I mean, they have a fireworks show. You got to book at least a year ahead of time if you want a good hotel room, or if you just want to go for the day, leave early to watch the show. We would do that year after year after year. It was kind of like a tradition. And a lot of my friends and our family used to camp up there. We just like waking up with the smell of the evergreen trees. It reminded me, like if I didn't want to go to Yosemite, I would go right to Tahoe. So if I couldn't make it to Yosemite, at least, a couple times a year, I'd go to Tahoe. So then from there, my second favorite place is Cool, California, whitewater river rafting. So I don't know if you're into that, but my grandkids loved it. We grew up on that, just absolutely loved it. My best friend, Sally Mello, and I, we would take our paddleboards and go whitewater paddleboarding down the river. Almost died a couple of times, seriously get caught under rocks, get banged up, it was so much fun. And I don't know why we kept going back for more, but neither one of us died. And I have my best memories from whitewater paddleboarding down there. So then there's Cool, California. Then don't forget about Hangtown, Placerville. Now, Hangtown, Placerville is kind of like Folsom, Old Town Folsom, but it has great little old hotels in there. You go gold mining. And keep in mind, you also have Apple Hill. So if you want to go during the summertime to Apple Hill, there's not much. But if you go during the fall, there's like the best pies, best festivals, everything is open. And then the apple season turns into Christmas season where people like to cut their trees down. I personally like to buy mine cut, flocked, wrapped up. But a lot of people take their kids making those memories up in Apple Hill. Then you come down the hill and you're going to go to Folsom. Now, Old Town Folsom, we absolutely loved it. My kids grew up on Folsom Street, Sutter Street. My husband actually built Snook's Chocolate. It's 3rd generation chocolate makers, and we used to have our office right next door, and they would come over and bring us like fresh hot fudge and fresh peanut brittle and cashew brittle and just, their turtles. If you go there, go get their macadamia nut turtles. It's so great. So down Sutter Street on 4th of July, they also have the big cattle run. It is phenomenal, where we were actually in it right after the cattle, the longhorn cattle. Once they would run, we'd be on our horses. We had, gypsy horses, and we hitch them to the wagons. My kids showed their llamas. 2 of my kids did FFA. So we really, really enjoyed Sutter Street. There's the Powerhouse Pub where they have live music and a lot of great restaurants and breweries and, little boutiques. Fire and Rain has always been one of my favorite stores. I bought almost too many things from there. And then you can walk down to the original Powerhouse, and the Powerhouse is where they really lit up all of Sacramento, and you see all the antique equipment and all the volunteers to kind of show you how that used to generate power for us. And then you can walk right down to the river there, take a beautiful family portrait. We used to actually take our paddle boards all the way down the river, paddle up to the prison and Folsom Prison, and then the bells would go off, and then they take a hose and try to squirt us. It's kind of fun. But it is so beautiful, very, very clean. And then from Folsom, then you could head on up to Rancho, Cordova and jump on the tube and tube all the way up to Sacramento. Once you get to Sacramento, and it's funny because you'll see like a group of 10 people, all attached, tubing, drinking their and just having a great old time. Then you get to Sacramento, there's a ton of bike trails and there's a ton of different things to do. They have the Capitol there, the state capitol, which is really gorgeous inside, and they're really welcoming. Then when you come outside, there's a phenomenal rose garden. My mom used to always love going to that rose garden, checking all that out. To be 100% honest, I didn't spend a whole lot of time in Sacramento. I did have my office down there for over 20 years. And I would drive in and I would drive out because there is a huge homeless population there. Hey, I'm telling you the truth about what's going on. So I was very disappointed in that. But the other places, Folsom, Placerville for old Hangtown, cool, Lake Tahoe. And then you're only 2 hours away from San Francisco. So why not just jump in your car and go to San Francisco for the day or go to Marin County? I love the Marin County headlands. There's just a great variety of different things you can do, activity-wise, food-wise, and just, family fun. So if you didn't think Sacramento was going to be a great place to live, think again.